Welcome back to the channel, YouTube. Splitting Wigs here with another tips and tricks video for Warzone. This time we're going to go over some aiming and movement tips that will impact your KD. If you follow these and get good at them, it will help your KD in Warzone. The kills will go up, the deaths will come down, I promise. Unfortunately, I did shoot a commentary over this live in game. I really liked it, and I could not get the volumes right. You just could not, no matter what I did, hear my voice properly over top of the in-game noises. So anyway, here I am commentating over my commentary. But anyway, hopefully I can get this right, and it's not too terrible. If you get anything out of this, please like it and subscribe if you want to find your way back. But the first thing is centering, guys. Vertically and horizontally, you want to think about, or if you know where an enemy might be around these corners, you want to be in the proper centering of your screen. Not low like this, to where when you start the gunfight, you're going to be at their feet and thighs. Like, that's not the way to do it. That is not... A lot of people end up always with their crosshairs low, from what I can tell. Right here, you think a guy's in this doorway, or you know he's in that doorway. When you turn the corner, you want to already be in that upper chest region before you even start shooting. And with a controller, you know, you can even start shooting while you're hip firing and then ADS, and you're going to just melt the guy. Same thing here. You know, it's another, anytime you think someone might be out in these areas, you want to always be keeping your crosshairs centered with like where you think that their upper chest is going to be. So if I think a guy's going to be behind this box, you know, right there, if I'm just not really paying attention, my crosshairs aren't where they're supposed to be. If they're low, it takes so much more to get onto target. You know, and if you turn that and you already have everything right where it needs to be, I was already 2 shots into the crate and then 6 shots right where he was going to be. And no worry about, you know, missing shots right out of the gate. But the next topic is going to be recoil. And every gun has its own recoil pattern. So you either jump into a private match like this, or just when you get into any game, look at a wall and blast through a clip. ADS and blast through a clip, and it'll show you that exact recoil pattern for whatever weapon you're trying. And they're all similar to this. A lot of them go up and to the right. Almost all the popular weapons do, because people are naturally used to that recoil pattern. But you can see that one is for the MP5 set up the way it is, and then they change with every single gun, and every single attachment changes this. You know, like the Ram 7 and the Kilo kind of go to the left, especially the Ram 7 goes to the left a good bit, and that's why a lot of people don't like it, to be honest. And the next thing I want to talk about as far as aiming goes is you want to be doing something other than just ADSing and using either your right stick or your mouse to aim. You know, you want... It helps your aim and your recoil tremendously to be throwing in some sort of a movement. I mean, I'm not saying to drop shot or jump shot or things like that, but what I am saying, and what is super crucial, is you want to be strafing. I mean, a lot of the pros still. I was just watching a Scump game, and he was talking to his boys, and they're like, yeah, we're strafe shooters. So when a guy's like running up across here, and if you try to shoot ADS and shoot and just control with your R3, so much more difficult to stay on target. So much harder, and especially if you're just going to kind of just use your mouse to recoil and trace the guy. You know, it gets kind of jittery and jumpy whenever you're playing hard and you're using just that. And even the best players in the world, you go into like a full strafe with your L3 one way or another, and it really helps stay on target, and it seems to help with just controlling recoil tremendously. So if that's not something you're doing, you definitely want to throw that in and start practicing. You know, you want to be using both sticks for aiming, or if you're using mouse and keyboard, you want to be moving while using the mouse to control your shot on mouse and keyboard. It's imperative that you do that. If you're just standing there shooting, like the other day I was laying down with an AR because I had no plates in Warzone. I tried to just ADS and shoot a guy that I would usually just beam at that distance, and I was having a tough time. I didn't even kill him. I barely got his shields off. So then, you know, on to the next is you want to make sure, it seems like with multiplayer, everyone's sensitivities are up. Because players are close to you, and you want to spin and turn, and especially shipment, you want to be turning real quick. Well, you can see here, I usually go like 0.04. I haven't done a scuff reset in a while, and recalibration, which I have a video, check that out. You can get that down as low as possible, and then your sensitivities, until you are missing shots, keep slowing it down. I do use dynamic usually, unless I'm sniping. So linear for sniping for me, dynamic for when I'm shooting regular weapons. So play with those and get good at them. And like I said, if you're missing shots, just keep slowing down your sensitivities until you're not missing anymore. It will help, I promise. And then that is about it for your aiming. So the next thing is movement. You want to always be moving in Warzone. You don't ever want to be caught standing still. At any time in any game, you can be getting aimed at by a sniper that you don't see. So you want to make yourself difficult to hit and difficult to kill. So even when you're doing something simple, like you're sitting here and you're trying to listen for someone in this building, you don't want to just be sitting here dead still listening. You want to be bouncing up and down, moving forward, back. You want to be throwing movement in, because no matter what, you're harder to hit. And the same goes for when you're engaging in a gunfight that would be in the direction I'm looking right now. A guy is over in this direction, and you're in a gunfight. Well, then next thing you know, you start getting peppered from over here. You can't. All you know is you're getting shot. You're not sure where from. You don't turn and try to engage. You've already lost this gunfight in Warzone. If you're shooting this direction, you start getting hit, your first instinct is to bam. You just want to get cover. Get cover, get plated. So you start getting shot from the side after you get done shooting this guy. You slide, jump, slide. You just want to, in any way possible, tack, sprint, and get out of there as fast as possible. Because like I said, you're not going to turn and win that gunfight. My first instinct in Warzone, if I start getting hit, I don't know where it's coming from. I'm already looking for a rock, a wall, a door. I got to get to cover as fast as possible. That is your first instinct. You start getting shot, you don't turn and try to find the guy. That I'll cover here in a second with what you do to get information. And while you're running, if you're mouse and keyboard, it's easy to plate while you run. If you're using a controller, you got to go with the claw. You got to get your index finger up here on the triangle. And while you're moving and running, you're using the claw to get information. This guy's shooting you from behind, you turn this corner, you're plating, and you don't just run and hide. Like you're peeking this door. That's called jiggle peeking. While you're plating, you're getting information so that you're not caught out. I see a lot of players, they come right here, they'll plate, they'll stuff all 3 plates, then they'll come back up and see what they missed. Well, you think he's there, he's actually in this window, and you're dead. So you want to move while you plate, but you don't want to just run straight for cover. You want to jiggle peek and get information to see where he goes. Did he follow me? Did he just go back to where he came from? Did he run to another direction? That way you know if you need to move or reset the gunfight. Now the next thing that I'm going to cover is the sliding while running. If you're trying to get away from a gunfight or just traverse the Warzone map, Verdansk as fast as possible, you get tack sprint. When your tack sprint runs out, slide. Jump up, you got your tack sprint right back. Slide, tack sprint, slide, tack sprint, slide. This is by far the fastest way to get away from people, or just get away from the gas, or just get to where you're going faster, to where you're not an easy target to shoot and kill. And then like if you're like I do here, where your tack sprint runs out and you're just a nice consistent pace turning this corner, someone's gonna snipe you or laser you with a good weapon. You're an easy target to track like that when you're at a consistent pace. So make sure you do that. Sliding and tacking is so much better. Real quick, last tip: when you're stimming, you want to use your R stick to spin in circles. You're a very hard target to hit, especially with a sniper at range. If you're moving with the L forward and back, easy target. Spin with the R, hard target to hit. Anyway, watch one of the videos on your screen right now. Splitting wigs out. I'll catch you on the next one.